Welcome everyone, this is Jack Cepeda.
And this is Brandon Merriman.
This is the Lantern's first glance at one of this year's most highly anticipated games. Today we are looking at Sledgehammer Games' Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
So it's worth noting that Sledgehammer just did the single player. Another entire studio actually designed the multiplayer game. This is so big that they had to have two developers come in and make two different games.
Here we're looking at the PC version. This is the single player game.
So we're going to jump right into some gameplay here.
Walking tank.
Yeah, this is in a future version of South Korea. North Koreans have invaded. You're part of the American military and you've been dropped here to help with the fight. You'll see me doing some crazy things like double jumping. Basically, your soldier kids are in the future. You have a super suit. Basically, you have a jetpack that can make you boost in multiple directions, and you can use that to dodge. You can use that to get to places quicker. And overall, it gives you more options on the battlefield rather than just ducking behind a car like I might be doing now.
Yeah, being placed here about roughly 30-40 years in the future, they were striving for, quote-unquote realism on what military technology might be around at that time. And so, again, we're in a futuristic Seoul, South Korea here. This is the very first gameplay of the game, so there aren't going to be too many spoilers here. We're looking at kind of a swarm of drones that are kind of overtaking and just looks really impressive, I have to say.
This is frightening when you're in the mix of it, because if you step out in the line of fire, like, you're dead. Like, you're worried about drones now. This is the ultimate drone fear. It's like a future military.
Right, and they definitely put on your fears here. We should also mention that there is some star power to this game. They actually went ahead and hired Kevin Spacey. He is actually one of the major characters of the game. They also have some noted composers, Harry Gregson Williams. The thing I remember from him mostly is video game wise is from Metal Gear Solid 2 all the way back on PS2, Sons of Liberty. Yeah, so he's been around doing movies, soundtracks for a long time, and this is just another notch to the belt in the video game world. We're going to take a moment here and just go over a little bit of the storyline, let you guys check out the graphics and check out some of the sound.
Cheer up, Mitchell. Can't be all that bad.
I guess it's just finally starting to sink in.
No, this is what we signed up for.
Well, the old man was a leatherneck, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah? I joined up because of the old man, too. More just to get away from him.
I can't get much further away than this.
All right! Listen up! We have our orders. Inserting an LZ Epsilon. Down and dirty, just like we taught you. Everybody know what's going on? Everybody know they're going! Hoorah! Everybody ready? Hoorah! Let's do this! Mitchell, Hines, lead out!
Let's get it done.
North Korea was invading Seoul. We had to push them back.
So when people think of Call of Duty, the vast majority of them really could care less about the single player mode. I know personally myself, a lot of people that never even touch a single player mode. This is the multiplayer mode. We're playing on a PlayStation 4, I should mention. So again, this is a multi-platform game, and we're going to bring you views and perspective from different consoles here. So this is the PlayStation 4, and again, it's early on in the multiplayer experience, but we want to show you just some of the different skills and the different unlocks you can take here.
I think I just saw you go invisible, right?
Yeah, that was one of the cloaking shield abilities here. So again, your exosuit, your exoskeleton, each player has one, and they can customize it. They can earn upgrades for it. One of the skills that I actually equipped was the ability to cloak. So it's not a perfect cloak. It's not like you're completely invisible. You can, when you see someone doing it, you can still see the silhouette there of their character, but it is a lot harder to see them.
I really like this whole beach level. Just seeing the water drip right there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can see kind of, you're in the shadow of the Golden Gate Bridge here, so it's almost like an Alcatraz type feel where you're like on this little island, in San Francisco. And early on too, you'll see the environment will kind of twist and shape, and giant tidal wave kind of comes in and will wash about 5 or 6 feet of water right here that we're walking through onto shore. So it kind of changes the terrain around a little bit, and places where you could previously just walk or run, you would actually have to swim through after that.
That's cool. Another thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that these maps have really opened up compared to past Call of Duties. It feels like I'm looking at a Halo game.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah, you know, and you bring up past Call of Duties. Now, I don't know if I'm going to speak for, you know, the masses here, but like I can say personally myself, I was extremely disappointed with last year's Call of Duty Ghosts. The multiplayer there, I don't know what happened. It just was not doing it for me. The map seemed so large and open and just empty, just boring. I mean, in a word, it was boring. And to think that a game where you're running around with massive, you know, amounts of weaponry and explosives and taking on other people in real life here in a competitive scenario and have it be boring, I just don't know how that even happened. But this game, I would say, is definitely a market improvement over last year's offering, Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare has definitely stepped up the multiplayer game, and it's invented new ways to play the game, literally new ways to play the game. The dodging, the double jumping, the traversal, the futuristic components, it's all kind of circling back to where we were in the early to mid 90s. Games kind of were more futuristic. I remember Unreal Tournament, you have Quake, those old PC games where you're jumping around, you've got laser guns, you've got all different kind of weapons, and you know, and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare actually does bring back the laser gun. You know, again, this is set in the future, and there are laser guns that have their benefits and they have their drawbacks. It's all kind of like this weird circle of life thing where first-person competitive multiplayer games are kind of ebbing and flowing from crazy, you know, futuristic jump around kind of games to shifting to the ultra realistic style multiplayer games, and now it's kind of coming back around there to be a little more fantastical and insane. So it's weird to see, it's cool to see, but it's just, you know, I wonder where it's going to go here in the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, we can talk about realism all day, but sometimes realism just isn't the most fun way to play a game. If fun comes from the ways that you can express yourself as you're playing, so I want the ability to jump around if I want, or I want the ability to be super fast. This game gives you so many more options than those old Call of Duty games had.
Yeah.
And is it more fun because of it? I mean, it's just a different game, but I definitely have a lot more fun expressing myself this way instead of just ducking behind a car and shooting for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're looking here through at some of the different unlocks you can, well, unlock for your gun here, the different attachments here. And you'll see across the top of the screen, there's some bars there, some gold bars that says 13 out of 13. So what that actually encompasses for anyone that's familiar with Call of Duty Black Ops or Black Ops 2, in my opinion, Black Ops 2 was one of the better multiplayer experiences. And so they had a system put in place there called the Pick 10 system, where you could have any 10 abilities, any 10 attachments to your gun. They each counted as 1 point, and you could have a total of 10. So it tried to balance it there, but this game ups the ante. And so instead of pick 10, it's pick 13. So you can have actually 13 of any of the abilities that are available to you, and you can, if you want to nerf yourself, you can use less than 13, but I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, you want all the advantages you can get. It's competitive. I mean, why would you hold back? And people will definitely be playing this competitively, I think. We might we're definitely going to see this game at the new MLG Arena that got built.
Yeah, I would imagine so. You know, if not right now while we're speaking, they're probably planning something there. We definitely, you know, I've spent quite a few hours here playing the multiplayer. I can say that for anyone that was scared of where the Call of Duty franchise was going after last year's offering, I would say that Call of Duty is alive and well. They actually refreshed the series. They breathed some new life into it with the latest installment. Advanced Warfare has some great multiplayer offerings. It has the same soul behind it. The gameplay is definitely familiar, but it adds some very interesting elements to the multiplayer, and it takes risks in all the right places.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate those risks. As somebody who wasn't keeping tabs on this game, I'm 100% impressed with the ways that they changed it. There's things that I feel like I've seen before, but never in a Call of Duty game.
You know, I wonder where you saw those before, because when I think about double jumping and I think about traversal, you know, in competitive multiplayer, it kind of reminds me of a game I saw earlier this year.
Yeah, a game called Titanfall. Titanfall was made by ex-Call of Duty developers.
Respawn Entertainment, yeah.
But they were given a bit more freedom with what they wanted to do. So maybe if they were contracted, maybe that's part of the reason that they left. They didn't want to make just another Call of Duty game that was realistic. They wanted to make something more like this that had jet boosters and all that. And Titanfall is very much a game that's like this.
I wonder now if actually Respawn feels justified almost in a way, for creating Titanfall in the way they did, seeing as how Call of Duty Advanced Warfare has some of the signature, traversal characteristics of it. Like I say, just to wrap it all up, basically, the multiplayer, the main reason most people are playing this game is solid. It is quality. It is bringing me back to a franchise that I was worried about. After last year's Call of Duty Ghost, I was ready to write the series off, and Sledgehammer Games has done something that is of note here. They have breathed new life into the multiplayer, and they've taken calculated risks here, and it's really paying off for them, in my opinion. So I would definitely say take a look at Call of Duty. If you're a fan of the series, you are going to know what to expect, and you're going to enjoy what the game has to offer.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the campaign, but just based on that, it made me interested. So if you're worried about it being just another Call of Duty game, take it from somebody who is worried about just that. It's not. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, and so again, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Jack Cepeda.
And this is Brandon Merriman.
And this is the Lantern's first glance at Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Take care.